What's up, guys? John from PumaPlow.com. I'll fully admit right now, I forgot to shoot an intro down at the farm, so here you go, you get some voiceover work. So these are some handle brackets off an Ariens 21-inch lawnmower. They tend to break. We've been talking about them a little bit, and I thought we would show them to you. Mike thought this was a cool shot, so he's filming right here. I'm burning the powder coat off, because these things are powder coated when they come from the factory, and if you guys have ever messed with powder coating, you know it's kind of a nightmare to get off, so the best way to get rid of it is to burn it. So that's exactly what we're doing. So the reason we're getting them off is we're actually reinforcing the insides with some steel rod and welding it in there, and then we will be sandblasting these and repainting them when we're done. So this is just one of those things we were doing that we thought was kind of neat, and we were like, hey, we'll share it with the people. Why not? So here you go, you flip them over, and actually when you burn the one side, it pretty well torches the other side. So we just need to like do some finishing touches here and finish them up. Now we let these lay a day. We actually did this on Sunday, and then our dad sandblasted them on Monday because it was Memorial Day weekend, of course. So you know. Alright, so one of the other things we do at the farm is mow the highway ditch. I know it might sound a little strange, but we sit about a mile off the main highway out there, and as you can see, it's a you know, major interstate, of course, 2 lanes. And so I go out with the big tractor and I mow it. Occasionally the state should be coming through soon to do it, so between me doing it and them, it should look pretty good for a while. That's the hope anyway. So yeah, you can see how tall the grass is and windy. This is the first cutting on any of this grass and weeds. There's a lot of weeds. And actually right there on the left, that's like bamboo grass. So it's starting to take over down there, but you know, it happens, right? Okay, so here you guys are down by the drawbar. There's the PTO firing up. Now, quick little safety tip: anytime you're around a PTO, make sure it's not spinning. You can get sucked in those, and it's dangerous and stuff. So if you notice there, it was stopped when I started the camera, and so yeah, I don't mess with PTOs. They're dangerous. So right here, I'm just turning around. I had gone far enough down the one way. Turn around and come back, and if you notice, I keep my nose towards traffic so I can see the cars coming at me. At least that's the theory. And it keeps the windrow of the grass away from the highway. It puts it to screen right now, which would be on your left as you're mowing. So it just makes it look a little bit better and keeps some of the Philippines off the highway. Oh yeah, and stop for cars. In case there's any trash or debris or anything like that, you know, you get people that throw out bottles and cups and fast food bags and beer bottles, stuff like that, beer cans, and you can send those flying across the highway with this mower, and I'm sure you could piss some people off if you hit their car. So don't want to do that. So you guys can just see how tall some of this grass is, and clover and whatnot. Like I said before, first cutting on all of this. I've been cutting grass for a month and a half now, like around the house and whatnot. So first cutting on all this, of course, it's going to be pretty tall. But it's been so rainy lately, these road ditches, you can't really mow them when there's a lot of rain. The ditches tend to fill up with water when it rains a lot, so it's just easier just not to do it. Don't feel like getting the tractor stuck. So here's the view from just in front of your tail wheel, I guess you call that, whatever, behind the mower basically. I gotta back in around this telephone pole and make it look good. As you can see on the right there, that's actually a field of wheat, and the wheat's all headed out and you know, starting to mature. I thought this was a really neat shot while I was watching this in the editing process today. I just thought it was pretty cool. So as you guys can see, the Moore does a decent job. It doesn't do the best. It's a brush hog. It's made for, you know, hogging brush. I don't know, but it's not like a finished Moore or anything like that. But I think this winter, this next upcoming winter, we're actually going to be taking the blades off and sharpening them up and checking the gearbox out and stuff like that. We did it a couple years ago, but you know, it's been a couple years. We should probably do that again. We don't really use it that much. This is about all the grass we cut is out here by the highway with it. Occasionally we'll cut our mile-long road, but the farmers tend to take care of it with the spray on the fields. They tend to overspray on purpose and then just kill everything on the road for us. So that's pretty nice. So this is from the head mount GoPro, of course, and yeah, it was actually right here on this pass and the next one up, the first pass I did, where you guys were actually on the bucket of the tractor. I was actually making the tractor bark a little bit. That's a 65 horse Case 995 from the 70s. Fantastic tractor. I'm all about it. It was my grandpa's. He bought it used, and now my dad owns it. So before you guys call me out for it, usually when I'm in my second pass down in the ditch, I don't tend to throw stuff out on the highway when I'm down in the ditch a little bit, so I usually don't stop for cars on the second pass. I figured somebody might call me out on that one, so yeah, I mean, I guess you can if you want still, but yeah. So this was the shot more so as a joke, just to show you guys how windy it was. I had a hard time keeping my hat on, actually, a couple times while I was out mowing. You could see that beard is just going crazy because it was so windy. I think this is my favorite shot of the day. I just thought it was funny. So we did have one casualty in the ditch. It was a phone book. For some gosh awful reason, they drop off a phone book for us a couple times a year, but they don't like put it in the mailbox, or they don't bring it up around the buildings. They just throw it in the ditch. So I didn't really know it was there. So here's the glorious 995 in all of its glory or something, with the brush hog on the back. I think it's like a 7 foot, 8 foot, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I should probably measure it sometime. But yeah, it's a good old Moore, good old tractor. So we got to get the thing ready to go back to the farm, which you push that lever back right there, which raises the 3-point hitch on the back. And now we're ready for road mode. Basically, we're not going to cut anything on the way in, so we're just going to put it in road gear and get back to the farm. And here you go. This footage is not sped up, actually. I thought I sped it up, but I was just looking at the timeline down there. But this footage is not sped up at all. You can see the corn's doing decent right now. This was shot on Memorial Day, Monday. Alright, so as you guys know, the strawberries have been in for a while, and haven't really showed picking any strawberries. So on Memorial Day Monday, my sister was down there, and she decided that she wanted to pick strawberries. And I said, okay, fine. And then she asked if she could have the GoPro. More power to you, because I don't want to do it. So I'm not a fan of picking strawberries. You have to like bend over, and occasionally there's snakes in there. And so I'm not a big fan of that. But this is our sister picking strawberries. You can see occasionally she'll toss them out to the side like that one. They are junk from time to time. And that is Tupelo, of course, her husband, standing guard in case there was any snakes. Although he doesn't have a shovel or a hoe or anything to kill the snake, so I guess he's just kind of hanging out. I'm not sure. We had a barbecue Memorial Day Monday, and it was nice just to be able to sit in a chair and kind of enjoy the farm. The older I get, the more that I enjoy those times where we can just kind of sit around down at the farm and watch the clouds go by almost. And I know it sounds super cheesy and corny, but when I was a kid I would have never been into that, and now kind of enjoy it from time to time. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, and we'll finish up with some music. There's a little bit more of the video, so please hit that like button for more, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already. And you know, we put out a lot of videos every week, and another on the farm should be next Sunday. And hope you guys stick around for that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Toodles.